Hello, welcome to JV Show. This is Jorge,
And this is Viv.
and we're here this week. I think it's a little early, but not too early. It's 2 weeks before, right?
Yes.
We'll talk about
Yes,
Thanksgiving.
yes.
Thanksgiving. So next week we're off, and then we'll be back actually right before Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
Then we'll talk about something else then, because they'll just work that way. How was I remember from our last conversation, you are now in the office all the time. Or how does that work?
It's fucking terrible. I feel so tired all the time. I feel like I waste so much time going to the office and then like fucking around in the office, and I'm so like,
What's the commute time that you would save if you didn't go to office?
okay, it's actually not that bad because
really?
my office is really close to my house. It's like 15 minutes one way.
Is there bad traffic or no?
Coming back afterwards, at the end of the day, it's kind of bad at times. It can be up to like 45 minutes traffic, but that's still
45?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because it's one main big road that everyone takes, and it's like the one main road that I have to take to get back home. Because the office from my house is essentially just like one long straight road away.
Oh, but like, do you have to go in and leave at a specific time?
Yes and no. So our hours are, or our operating hours are 9 to 3. So I can go in like way earlier and then leave
Way earlier.
or I can go in like right at 9 and leave like at 4:30.
9 to 4:30. What is that? That's 7.5 hours.
Mm-hmm.
But you only have to work 7.5 hours?
Yeah.
That's pretty sick though, no? Do they pay you salary?
Yeah.
Oh, but you only work 7.5.
Yeah.
Pretty good, to be honest.
It's all right.
All things considered, I mean,
All things considered, yeah. So then for the last few days, I've been going in at like 8:30.
Yeah.
I leave around 4.
oh,
It's
okay.
all right.
Dude, I go in at 9, but I leave at 6.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, because I work 8.5 hour days, and then you get every like one Friday out of the month off or something.
That's crazy. But oh my God, it's such a big change having to go in the office every single day. I feel so like spoiled
You were
having the other route, but
You have
that's
to
what
admit
I
you were spoiled.
knew.
I think most of the workforce through COVID was spoiled from it, and a lot of them
my
are
God.
struggling. Especially now, I know some of my friends in like government and in like other industries now. They're, I think, like 4 days they have to be at office now minimum per
Mhm.
week.
I don't really understand what's the point. Like if your business worked well and your staff worked well outside of the office, why are you forcing them back into the office?
I think
For that many days.
I think there's two things to it. One, I think the executives or the people in charge now have worked from home, and they do understand that if they want 100% efficiency, that's not happening at home. It's not right, but I'm saying like if I were for some reason were to be in a leadership role right now, in a pretty high up position right now, I'd be like 100%. If I let them work 3 days at home a week and 2 days in the office,
Mhm.
they're not efficient for those 3 days.
I think it's even worse though. Because when you have people going to the office, they're not going to be efficient the whole time. They're just going to have to fake being busy, and then
Yes.
you like screw up everyone's schedule.
But it's almost like, okay, would you want them to be 30% efficient or 60% efficient?
Eh.
That's like, I feel like, in my opinion, I see it from their vantage point of that. Because if they've also worked from home in the past, the executives now, then they can see it as like, yeah, there's a lot of bullshitting around when you're at home too.
In a way, because like I feel like you can still be as efficient if that's the quality that's being observed to the same level if you're in the office versus if you're out of office. You can still say like, oh, this project takes me this amount of time to accomplish. You still do it within that same amount of time, whether you're in the office or out of the office, you know? Like in the office being in the office doesn't make you be like, oh, actually, I'm going to shorten the deadlines.
No, yeah, but if you were to put yourself in that shoes, I feel like you would think the same thought process though.
In a way. Okay, so I understand in a way if you're a higher C-level exec that you would be like, oh yeah, I can see the amount of slacking you can do if you were at home.
Yeah.
But then I think that's where performance reviews come in, that if you're not doing your job, then you're not doing your job.
I think, okay, this is going to tie into the second point. But anyways, still on the first point, I feel like they see it and they also kind of don't care. They're almost actually no. This is me projecting a little bit. But if I were to take it personally, for example, right? If I hire a plumber, I can see them doing the work, right, for 8 hours. Like I can physically see them doing work. But if I hire like a graphics designer and they're charging me 10 hours for work, right? And yeah, 100% they're working from home, and they only take 2 hours to get the job done. Then I'm like, kind of gay that you're charging me 2 hours. I get it. If you are that good, then just charge me a higher rate and then just charge me less hours, right? But like if you're charging me 8 hours, I want to see that it's actually like, does it actually take 8 hours to do? And if not, then why are you charging me 8 hours, right?
But then at that point, you're valuing time over quality.
Yeah, kind of. But at the C level, I feel like that's how they see all of it. And then this is going to like tie into number 2, where it's now that they can oversight this better, they can now see what they can cut. Right? They're like, all right, yeah, you're not efficient. I agree. All right, maybe we don't need you in 40 hours a week. All right, we only need you in 25 hours a week. Also, we only want to pay you 25 hours a week. You know what I mean? And I feel like that's how they're gonna justify, oh, we're gonna use AI to make shit more efficient and all these things and stuff is better. And then they're gonna use that as an excuse to lay people off and be like, oh, you guys can just be more efficient with AI and stuff.
I can see the second point more than the first point. I just see the first point being just fucking control.
No, but yeah, like the first point has to be used in order to justify the second point. Like the first point is used I'm not saying I agree with this, but in brackets, properly evaluate the efficiency of the workforce. Like now that you have them in 4 days a week, and then they're going to be, if they're bitching more that, oh, we're not efficient here, or like, you know, I get just as much done at home and stuff, then I'll be like, I don't know, to them, they'll be like, all right, now we can start evaluating how many of you guys we actually don't need, right? I feel like that's how it might be, but I don't know. Like, I actually don't, I'm in a very different position because I never really got to work from home that much.
Yeah.
Like, even starting from COVID, I was always still pretty much in the office almost every day.
You'd agree, because I feel like even the first point, if you're in the office versus out of the office, you could still say, oh, like, it takes me this long to execute a project. And so there's no way of measuring whether you're efficient or not efficient if you still deliver to the same degree. Yeah,
so then at that point, why don't they just hire contractors? Why have full-time employees? If we're just going to talk about time, all right, I'll hire a contractor to do this job and they'll just get this job done within this set hours that we budget for them, and that's it. Right? Like, I feel like from their standpoint, it'll be kind of the same thing. I'll be like, all right, if we're talking about time and efficiency so much, then we'll just hire contractors. I can work the contractors to death. They just have to give me this deliverable for this price, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, they could.
Yeah, so I mean, at that case, then a lot of people, again, will bitch and moan about, oh, you know, I could have got paid 8 hours, but did 3 hours of actual work at home and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I guess you could have also done that at home too, but they just don't, I don't know, I just feel like they just don't. They see something around that now, right?
It's fucking control.
Yeah, it is, but I do admit, okay, maybe it's just me though. It could just be me. I do admit I am less efficient at home. Like, factually, I am less. Like, I will fuck around like half the day and then do some work half the day. And then at the end of it, my boss is like, oh, did you do any of this extra stuff? I'm like, no, it took me the whole day to do that. Now, would I have done that while I was in the office? Maybe, possibly. But it would be harder for me to do that if I was in the office. I don't know. That's what I think. I just know for me. I'm not saying that's everyone, but for me, I am less efficient at home. So I don't know. For me, it's nice because like I have a nice combo now where I get like kind of 1 day a week from home, like a pseudo 1 day a week from home, and for me that's already enough. I was like, oh, fuck it.
How's it a pseudo?
Well, if I work back at my actual company, it's pretty much you get 52 days work from home a year, which is 1 day a week, right? But they don't dictate when you use that, right? So you could take all of summer work from home, and then the rest of the year you're in the office.
Oh, I see.
Right. But actually, because I'm like on site with a different company, I don't use many of my work from home days. Like, I only use it when I have to use it.
Right.
Like, for some reason, and my parents are on vacation, no one can like watch Taro for that 1 day, then I'll just work from home that 1 day.
Right.
Or something like that. But I don't know, like for me, it's been like that for a lot of it. And most of my employers have always been like really lenient with me, but I also haven't taken too much advantage of it either.
Mm.
So that's why they're really lenient with me, because I'm there like most of the time.
Mm. But yeah, it fucking sucks going back to the office. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of my friends are also struggling with the transition for additional time there. And the little things I agree suck, like not being able to take like a lunchtime nap. That kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And things like that. But
Not being able to get random chores done, having to pack
yeah.
and travel. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I don't know. I see that it sucks, but it's more of like, all right, then, you know, be a contractor or do your own business or something if you don't like it, kind of thing.
Or find a role that's remote first.
Yeah, but I feel like a lot of those are going away too, because they don't want. I can see it very easily for people to like do multiple jobs if they're doing full remote and getting multiple income.
Mm-hmm.
And some employers just don't like that, right?
I know a couple of people doing that. It's pretty fucking sick.
Yeah, but some employers just be like, no, like we want you for 8 hours. If there's an emergency that comes at like 4 p.m. and you're supposed to be here till 6 p.m., we want you to do that stuff instead of doing like multiple jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, if people can manage it, I don't see why they shouldn't.
I mean, I feel like it's easier to find remote. It's a other question of actually getting the role.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's easier to find remote first roles in the industry that I'm in.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of companies that are remote first and they don't have a physical office. Or they have one office, but they hire all around the world because they're remote first.
I feel like there's less and less, no? Or do you think there's more and more?
I think there's a lot.
Like, I think there's a lot of smaller companies now doing remote first, but I think all the big companies are saying, fuck remote. We want you in the office now. Like, all the, like, there might be more individual companies doing that, but I think the total job pool of people allowing to go complete remote is starting to dwindle down.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right.
Especially within the last few months. All
Yeah.
I keep seeing in headlines are, oh, this company's having
Yeah.
an RTO plan of 4 days a week, 3 days a week, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh my goodness.
I don't know. I
How
like
depressing.
maybe I'm fucking cynical, but to me, I'm just like, maybe you guys were just a little too spoiled for a couple years, and they're just asking you to come in for 4 days a week now, and I don't think it's that big of a deal to have to come in for 4 days a
I think
week.
it's absolutely terrible.
I know they've adjusted, and they're like, oh, it's so much better now and shit, but it's like, I mean, if you don't like it, then you can start your own company, I guess. But
Yeah, I think it's terrible.
I don't know. I think it's the rules that we've been given. I don't think it's too bad, but maybe I'm just a pleb.
Rules don't need to stay, guys. If it worked for a bit, it can work forever. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's their way of truly considering downsizing labor
Oh,
and
yeah.
workforce. And I feel like that's like step one is to get everyone back in, and whoever the fuck that doesn't want to get back in, that's an easy filter. And then from there, it's almost like they need to drive the demand of the use of AI. So until it's like, okay, you can get AI to work really well, and the most optimal way is like, oh my god, AI works really well. So, you know, this team that was at 50 people, now it's 25, and the other 25 people can now like look into other paths of income for the company and shit like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like that's such wishful thinking. So then the companies instead are saying, all right, fuck it, we're just gonna reduce the amount of labor and then force them to use AI better in order to make up for all the shit they have to do.
Right.
There's like that's two different approaches, right? And I think the first approach is super optimistic and very hopeful that happens.
Mm-hmm.
But if say it does work and, you know, people are using AI better, but they're all work from home, then what's stopping them from saying, all right, I'm just gonna pick up another job and I'm only gonna do this job with AI for like 2 hours a day and this other job with AI for another 2 hours a day, right?
Nothing's stopping them.
Yeah, and then maybe some companies don't like that.
But
I mean,
also-
I assume a lot of companies don't
I
like
also
that.
don't think that being in the office is stopping you completely from doing any of that, though. Like, if you're really thinking about using AI to do those things, then just being in the office physically won't actually prevent you from doing any of that to the same degree. Like, you
No,
can
but
still...
It'll stop you from doing like 3 jobs at the same
Yeah,
time.
but you can probably still do 2.
Like after work, you mean?
No, like even during work hours.
Using the work internet in order to do the job of the other work stuff? I mean, you could, but that's like very easy way for them to say, all right, this is a means of termination now with no, you know what I mean? It's very, very easy for them. If they're very like tech savvy company, they'll be like, all right, you're doing fucking other shit with our, you know, company internet. We don't like that.
True.
You know what I mean? So I feel like that kind of stops that from like if I work for one engineering company and then I also want to work for another engineering company in like, I don't know, fucking China or Singapore or remote only, it kind of stops me from doing both at the same time. It just makes it not possible, right?
All about fucking control.
I mean, yeah, but I don't know. Yes and no. Oh, yes, but then I also think people are a little bit spoiled. So I feel
But
like
why can't they be? Why? Why do you have to have the opposite
it's not.
if one way works?
Did it work?
I think so.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe it did work. I don't know. Like I know at my company there was some bitching around about it. So, because like sometimes when you're in a collaborative work, it's like the Zoom and the fucking team shit just doesn't fly. Like you have to physically be there to be like have those discussions and shit. And then sometimes also like
okay, when people say that, I'm like, if you don't know how to work technology well enough that you have to be there in person, then you need to know the technology stack that you're using better.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
I literally
a lot of meetings can be an email, and if you really, really need to have a meeting, then you can make something work. Like technology is not going to fail you that many times.
I don't know. I feel like you're in a specific industry where that might be true like 80% of the time, but most other industry, it's like the opposite, where it's not true 80% of the time. For example, like if I'm doing a drawing or something like that, and there's one part of it that I'm not sure about, yeah, I could message the pipe fitter. Hopefully he replies to his teams or whatever. Or I could walk 10 steps and be like, yo, how do you, like, what do you want for this thing? And he'll be like, I want it like this. I'm like, all right, let's do it. You know what I mean? So
I mean, but that's also relying on your colleague for being like responsible and responding to their messages. And
no,
being
but like
attentive when they
if
should
I
be
were
attentive.
if I were to try to like discuss this on Teams or whatever, it's gonna be a lot more effort for me to like set everything up. Then I just rather just shoot an email for it, right? And then that one task that may have took me 15 minutes from start to finish now is like an email shot over. He has to read it, interpret what I'm saying, and then send something back to me within like an hour. And then it adds up. Like if I want to like shoot out like 10 drawings a day, all of a sudden I can only do 5 because I'm waiting for all these answers. Whereas
That's the
like
same thing if he was in person, then you could just be like, hey, do you have time to talk right now?
Yeah.
Then yeah, I have time to talk right now. Then like, okay, hop on call.
Yeah, but if they're on like if everyone's online only and like they're not answering it, then you're like, all right, well, I'm sitting here fucking doing nothing. Whereas that guy's doing a chore or something while he's working from home. That's why he can't answer to me.
But then that's his fault for not being attentive to that same degree.
So are you going to punish him for doing a chore? And now I didn't know he was doing a chore, but he wasn't online, and you're just his excuse might just be like, oh, I was taking a shit or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Whereas like if I was in the office, I'd pick it up, I'd walk 10 steps, I'm like, yo, I need help with this right now. And then he'll be like, all right, this is how you do it. And then I'll come back and I'll get it done. Right. Like especially
I feel like in the office you could do a similar thing. Like yeah, in the office I can see it. You're literally up in their face and saying, hey, I need this right now.
Yeah.
But in the office, people are gonna find other ways to slack. People are gonna like go take a lap around the office, go sit at the coffee table for so fucking long, go sit in the break room for a long time, book a random meeting, sit in the meeting room and jack off or whatever. Like
I said, maybe in your industry it might be more prevalent. But in ours, I feel, or in, not ours, but like in a lot of, let's say, engineering or like field related shit, like physical stuff, I think that's a lot harder than you think. And I do see the efficiencies of having like physical people there next to me when we're doing like some type of work like that. Right? Yeah, like you get answers right away, you get the shit done right away, or you like, sometimes it's hard to explain something that's like on site. So like on site, you see like all 3 dimensions of what the thing's going on, and then you can see like, okay, this is the proper solution for it. Whereas like, yeah, I could get someone to go there and take like a bunch of pictures for me. It's just not the same, right?
Well, I think on site is completely different than if you're in the office and both people are in the office talking about things that are only viable in the office and not on site. Like you're looking at a drawing or you're talking about something, then all of that I think can be done online.
Yeah, maybe. Like it can be done. I just see the inefficiencies of doing it online. like purely online. Like I said, maybe yours is different. So
Yeah.
you have to admit, like, yours is purely online stuff only.
Yes.
Like there is no physical creation for you,
Yes.
right? But let's say the majority of the world, let's say at least 50%, if not the majority of the world, are creating physical things.
Mm.
And at many times it helps to have the people that like see the physical thing, be in the physical like thing or in the vicinity of it to get it done.
Yeah, I can see that. But I think if it was something 2D, regardless, if you're in the office and you're looking at a drawing, I still think that that's something that you can just make digital.
Yeah, I mean, you have to justify some of this too, right? Like, one problem I have at work a lot is the fucking computer, the laptops are really shitty off network. I get it. It's not, you can be like, oh yeah, just like you need to get the people to use better technology and all that shit. And if I was my manager, I'd be like, okay, fuck you, come in the office and show this person what you're having issues with rather than trying to get through the network. I'm not going to pay to upgrade all these systems just so you don't have to physically be here. Right? They'll be like, I get it. I 100%, I understand. Our network kind of sucks. Not my problem right now. You got to get the job done. I'm not going to pay you to sit at home and try to like deal with this whole network issue. Just come in and get the work done. Right? Like, I'm just trying to like think in their mindset. I feel like that's exactly what they would tell me. If I was sitting at home and be like, oh, I can't get my job done as fast because, you know, the network at home has to connect to the server at work, and then the all the software is getting a bit slow and all the shit. And then he'll literally just say, come to site and do the work, then we don't have this problem.
I can see it.
And then if I say, no, but you know, if you guys upgrade your network and upgrade your software, then we won't have this problem and then we can all be at home. They'll be like, no, come to site and get the work done. I get it. I understand that upgrade's always better than shit, but we're not paying for it. Just come in and get the work done.
Jesus Christ.
Right? I mean, I'm just trying to think in their mindset too, right? Like I can think in my own mindset with my own benefits, right? But then if you don't think from the other side, then it's just like, what's their advantage of this path, right? But I mean, like, I do agree with you though. In your line of work, it's not the same as that, right? In your line of work, I do agree that that's different. But I do feel like that is a bit niche. Not niche as in like the majority of the world is not doing that.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. So then
in my line of work, that would not be a factor at all. And if it was a factor, then it's like, okay, then fucking fix it.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I mean, yeah, there could be network issues and they could have, you know, fucked up shit. But
but if that's the case, if there are network issues, then it's like, okay, then that needs to be fixed too. It's not a case for another day or something that we're just gonna overlook or something that we don't want to pay money for. This is an issue. This needs to get fixed.
There was a network issue, but you guys had a project due like right that day, and the only way to like go onto the stuff you need is to go to the on-site servers, like at your workplace. Then I feel like your boss will say the exact same thing.
Doesn't really exist.
Oh no, it doesn't happen. Okay.
For like my role, like at all or anything within my team or the neighboring teams or anything like that, everything's online. If the service fucked, the service fucked. If the network's fucked, the network's fucked.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because like for me, there are times where like we have to remote link or shit like that, and then sometimes I'll like just come in if it's not working. Like,
oh yeah, no.
Yeah, and then if something's like due or urgent, they would do the whole "fuck you, come in. That's what we pay you to do," kind of thing.
Jesus. But yeah, no. In my line of work, that does not exist. The only reason for going to the office is literally just control. I swear.
I feel like there's a social aspect to it too. I know like some people are against that, but I don't know. There's a little bit of camaraderie.
I can see the social aspect if it was for a different company, but my company, no one's social. So it's definitely control. And my boss and like the leads aren't even there.
Yeah. For your situation, definitely control. But 100% I can kind of see it for like big companies like Microsoft and Google and stuff like that. I can see that. They want to build like a real culture. Because I can see like if your entire company is remote, it feels like there's no culture.
In a way, I think they definitely have to put a lot more money into building and developing and keeping culture if people are all remote.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? Then that's like an offset that they have to like justify. Like, do we want an office building with people coming in or do we want all remote? But if we do go all remote, there might be additional cost to like building a real team. Right?
Yeah, but at that point, then don't spend so much money on your campuses then.
What do you mean? For the big companies?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're doing it because I feel like they want to build a real culture and not.
And also they already had sunk costs into their campuses.
Yeah, that's true. That actually could be a really good reason why they don't want remote too. They're like, nope, we already built all this shit. We have all these benefits. We're not paying for your internet. You come in. Yeah. Makes sense. I mean, in my opinion, it makes sense because if I were to put myself in their shoes, I'd be like, no, we have the state of the art, infrastructure for you to work here, and also I think for OPSEC, like operation security, some of that stuff is better, like, or not better, but it's ideal to be on site rather than linking in.
I can see it. I mean, if my office had a fucking community and
Yeah,
a campus like that, I
Yeah.
wouldn't mind so much going into.
I know, I mean,
Mine is literally like
yeah,
an office, like fluorescent lighting, cubicle,
yeah.
gray walls, office.
But 100% with like operation security, I think there are some cases where it's like, no, we want you in here for operation security. Like, we don't want this to leave the network. You don't think so, or you don't think that's ever the case?
I don't think that's the case.
Really? I feel okay. So maybe because I like listen to Darknet Diaries, but I always hear about like red team and blue team stuff.
Mhm.
I feel like, okay, if you're in the financial industry, they want this to touch the internet as less as possible. Like, they want everything in house, in their servers, in like a secure building where like you can't physically get in, and there's like an air gap for the actual information coming out.
Oh, I see.
You know what I mean? Like write only or something, or read only, I guess. Then I can kind of see that too. I'm like, all right, yeah. If you have some OPSEC related stuff, then you want people in. Like, if I knew people who worked at the Pentagon or whatever the Canadian version of it, I'm like, yeah, don't bring your laptop home, man. I don't want those secrets going away.
Yeah, maybe with some insanely valuable information, yeah. But then when I'm thinking about your average company, just increase your cybersecurity.
But you know that doesn't work. It's not even the cybersecurity system. It's the person that's the problem.
Yes.
So what's the easiest way to stop the person from getting...
Biggest liability are your employees, guys.
Yes. So what's the best way to stop your employee from like leaking something at a cafe is don't let them bring their fucking laptop to a cafe.
Bro, it's not even that too though. It's just that you also need to train your employees.
For like phishing
they
and all
could
that
literally be in your office, in your network too. And if you call them or
Yeah.
send them a specific link or whatever and they still open it, then you're still fucked.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, so you can develop the best cybersecurity system and they can just call them and do that, right? But if your employee's physically in the office and literally calls are filtered for like internal, external, then that's a no-go. Like, someone can't call and get a phishing thing. And then if email is like super high security, then also that's a no-go, right? I can see that for some high-ish security stuff. Anything in like military, banking.
And you can't just randomly send an email to the Pentagon.
Yeah. Like, they'll probably flag it and it can't even get to you, right? Like, it can't get to the person that it needs to get to until it goes through certain checks, right?
Yeah.
I assume that's the best way, but I don't know. For other companies, that's hard to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It is tough though. I see issues with people transitioning too, and they're struggling with it. So. But it's also hard because the market's so shit right now. So it's like, well, you don't really have any other choices, right? Back in COVID, you'd be like, oh, there's so many jobs available. You could just switch to whatever you want at that time. But it's almost like that was the best opportunity to switch if you had to. And then this is almost like the best opportunity to like bunker down now, kind of, right? Because it's rough. But actually, from a book I've read in the past too, they always say like it seems like the market always seems very bleak. Always. Like, whenever you talk to anyone, everyone always says that unemployment sucks and all this shit. But the amount of people getting hired and fired and all that rate is not too, like, there's still people getting hired.
Oh yeah, of course.
So then it's not impossible to find a job if you have to find a job.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's ever impossible.
It might be a little bit harder, but pretty much from this book I read, there's like the media always makes it seem a lot worse than it actually is. And like it kind of deters you from the first step, which is just trying. That's the hard part.
I didn't say that. Do you think you hate the media?
Me?
Yeah.
I hate
just
social media probably.
Mm.
The media, not really. I don't think so. Like, I can see people hating it if they got tricked by it once or something.
In what way?
Like COVID was, I think, kind of tricky. There was some trickery there, but I feel like at our I think people at our age should have a nuanced enough mindset to distinguish fact and fiction and to distinguish things that are over exaggerated, right? And to have the responsibility to at least like look it up a little bit and figure it out, right?
I don't think a lot of people have that.
Oh, okay. Then I'm not sure. It's like, for example, the other day I was watching volleyball, and do you know that Okay, there's certain rules of when you can go over the net and when you can't go over the net with your hands, right?
With your hands.
Yeah. I didn't know the exact rules, and I always thought I knew the rules because I played volleyball for so long, and I just
like
followed.
when you can interfere with a play, like that.
Not even interfere. It's like you can block and you can hit, and in any of those cases, it can go. Your hands can go over the net as long as it doesn't interfere with the play. So like, if the other team is setting, or if your team sets you really tight, but the ball never passes the plane, I can't block in a way that doesn't let you hit at all. Right? Even though typically in blocking, you could go over the net and kind of like roof them, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if I interfere with you actually hitting and the ball hasn't crossed the plane of the thing, so I went over, I roofed it, and I actually touched the ball before you even hit it, then that's not allowed. Did you know that? I didn't know that. But that's the thing. It's like people have to take their own research sometimes when they have like these different ideas and things and whatever's over exaggerated. Like I can't just listen to someone that told me that rule, which is my fault. And I should have like looked it up and be like, okay, what's the actual official rule? Right? So like if your setter sets you and it's tight and I'm a really tall guy, and if I want to, I could jump over and just like put my hand right on the ball, right? But if you haven't hit it yet, then I can't do that yet.
Whoa, what the hell?
You have to hit the ball first. As you have to fully contact the ball first before I can go over the net and touch the ball.
Even if it's tight?
If it's as long as the ball hasn't crossed the plane of the net. And now if it's crossed the plane of the net, then it's fair game.
Free play.
But if it's still on your side, but I'm really tall, right? So just in this imaginary world, I'm really tall and it's still on your side, I would be so tempted to just go over and just do this, right? Because it's a super tight ball. Right? But if you haven't touched the ball yet and my hand touched the balls first, that's illegal.
Oh, interesting. I never knew that.
Right? So then I feel like if people took their time to research some of this stuff, then I feel like the media is not so bad. But then if people don't and they just believe the first thing they say, then media can be very bad too. Now, I think social media in general is like pretty much just ads on steroids, 95% of it, in my opinion. Yeah. That's how I feel. I feel, in my opinion, it's either ads on steroids or people overhyping their own life. So I don't like that at all. And then media in general, I think, is ads on a little bit of steroids, but then there's some nuanced ideas, and then there's some that are just facts, right? Like just this is what's happening and stuff. Like I think there was this one, like recently, you know that typhoon that just went through like Hong Kong and all that stuff, Typhoon Regasa or something. No, I was just watching some videos about it and stuff. I think they're really pissed because some guys was like taking some like super social media worthy photos of people, and they're like, oh, it's so dangerous, like you could like die from doing that, right? Because you're so close to the waves and stuff. Part of me was thinking like, you know what, fuck it, let people live their life, like just don't look at it then, right? If you don't like it. And then part of me is also like, I guess if that person went into the ocean, then they had to call like 911 and the Coast Guard came, and someone from the Coast Guard might get hurt just to save that person, just because he's taking a social media worthy picture. Yeah, then that would suck too, right? That's like you're putting other people's lives in danger.
Specifically social media that you're blaming, yeah, that could be the initial driver for the guy doing that. But at the end of the day, the guy that stayed behind to take the photo, he could have just been staying behind to take the photo for any fucking reason.
It's like the person's there and the guy's taking a photo, right? They're taking a photo of someone in front of all the big waves and shit.
Oh yeah, but still, like regardless if it's for social media or not, you're just fucking dumb.
Yeah, 100%. So I mean, I agree with that, but then it's also like if you did it for the clout, then it's kind of shameful if someone else got hurt for that.
Yeah.
Right.
But you could even if it wasn't for social media specifically, they could be taking it and just being like, oh my god, look how cool I have fucking proof, blah, 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 blah. It would still be the same action. Yeah. So it's still just, you're just fucking dumb. Yeah. And then so I feel like there's this super controversial thing on the internet, and this was from the media. And I just think like if people have a nuanced approach, they can just make their own opinion. By the end of the day, if, in my opinion, no harm, no foul, no one got hurt, just don't fucking look at it and just move on with your life. Right? But if people don't take those nuanced approaches, then I can see how media can be very dangerous, right? Like I can see that kind of tumbling down to people like getting super mad at all these like social media people just from this one picture thing, right? They're just be like, oh, you're hurting all our firefighters and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, like no one actually got hurt. I get it. They shouldn't have done this, but fuck off. Let's just move on with our lives. Right. So that's how I think of media. Like when you ask me, like, do I think media is good or bad? I was like, I mean, I don't think media is not too bad. I think social media is bad, but I think media is just, I mean, there's some outlets that just straight up give you the facts, which I like the most. And then some are just fucking filthy liars. Do you think there's a big difference between social media and media now?
Yeah, I just don't trust social media at all. Like most
Oh.
of the shit they say is just like I feel like I have to fact check everything.
So it makes you trust the actual media.
Only
It's
bit
government run or it's bigger
No.
corporations.
no, like some stuff, not all of it, but some stuff. It's like literally like a video interview of like President Trump saying this exact thing. Now the only thing I can doubt is maybe that's AI generated, but it's like I'm sure it's gonna be pretty obvious it is, right? And then the media that shows those things, they can say whatever opinion they want, but I heard what he said in the context, so I can make my own opinion. And that stuff, I'm like, all right, good enough. Like I trust that they didn't make a doctored video,
Okay.
and then I can use that for my own opinion. Like I don't care what the media says at that point. I just be like, all right, this is what they said. That's it, right? And then from that, I can form my own opinions. However, I like.
I don't think social media could show the same thing because nowadays I feel like if I were to think about some perspective on what social media could have been or what some social media could have been defined by like 10 years ago. Yeah, you think about influencers and people trying to troll really hard on the internet and post whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah.
But I think nowadays social media is just another form of media where any type of business or media station, everyone has a page on your major platforms.
Yeah.
And so it's just a way of broadcasting and promoting yourself, your brand, your company, your message, whatever it is. So even if you're a media company, I'm pretty sure every single media company has a social media page and posts things on social media. And as far as a skill of discernment, in order to be able to tell whether you should listen to this post, that post, this post, that post, I think it also depends on where you live for whether you can trust the media to that degree. Like I think in America we have a bit more.
Oh no, I don't trust. Like I trust that they said this thing happened. I don't trust their opinions about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't trust their opinions about it, but I trust that they told me that this thing happened. But in my opinion, a lot of social media is like reviews of something, or like, oh, this thing is so great, or like review of a product, review of a thing, right?
But I think that's a very niche way of looking at social media because social media now is just another form of media. Like it's TV, it's radio, it's your books, it's your library.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think, let's say like a very small percentage of it I would trust. It's like certain people, like Lex Friedman I would trust, like Andrew Huberman I would trust. Yeah, you're right. They are social media, but they also don't post crap. Like they just don't post like random stuff, right? They post stuff that they're credible in, that's their field and they know a lot about, right? And if say like some super crazy fashion prodigy is posting this shit, well, first of all, I don't care about fashion, so I won't even look at it anyways, right? So then it's
it
like,
wouldn't even be on your feed probably.
Yeah, so then first of all, I either don't care, so I don't want to even look at it, even if it's a professional of that field. But if it's like a professional of a field that I care about, then I try to find out, okay, who's actually the pros of this field? And then I would maybe like look at their stuff only a little bit more. But let's say the general social media, like let's say the layman's social media, a lot of it I don't really care.
Is there a layman's social media? I feel like most people's social media page and their feed is curated and specific to the user because of how algorithms are designed. Yeah, you could go on a discover page or a general page where it'll show you just the most popular things that everyone in your country or in your area is looking at. But I think most people typically go on like a For You page or your own feed or things, or just a type of feed that's catered to what you like and what you've been looking at more often. And it's kind of like if you're on TV, you probably wouldn't look at, I don't know, Fox Network because you're like, oh, Fox spreads so much false news or shitty blah blah blah. I want to listen to Global more or whatever it is. It's the same thing. Like you wouldn't go and like swipe through Fox just because Fox is there as a channel that you are provided for by your your television provider. You would just go on Global. But then on social media, it would be the same thing. Global would be the only thing that would pop up on your social media page.
So, I mean, right now is the question is like, what's the distinguishment of social media and media then, right? So like,
you said you think social media is really bad. I think social media, can have a lot more shit in it, but I think it also have a lot more value in it too. So it's just more grand.
It's pretty much like in your own views, where do you draw that line between media and social media? So, for example, you know the show How It's Made?
Mhm.
Do you consider that media or social media? I consider that as media because it's very factual things. That's just straight up telling me.
Oh, what if you watch it on a social media platform though?
It's still media, even though it's on the platform. Like I could watch the news on Twitter it's still the news. It's still the media, right? But like that's what I'm saying. Where do you draw this distinguishment between media and social media? Is it because I watched it on TV, it's media now? Or is it because I watched it on my phone, it's social media now? That's not how I draw the distinguishment.
Okay, so how do you draw it?
Like factual things is how I draw this distinguishment of media between social
So
media.
regardless of what platform you watch it on.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So it's like if you watch How It's Made, in my opinion, that's media. That is a show that they go into a factory and show you how something is made. There is no, in my opinion, there's no social aspect to it. It's me watching how something is made.
So what distinguishes whether something is social and media? If you're talking about Lex Friedman, is that social media at that point? Does it depend on the level of production that's required?
It depends on who he has on as a guest of a profession of like. So if he had like a comic on guest,
It's social media all of a sudden.
it's just they could talk about Trump all day, but they're not political science people. They don't actually know what the fuck's going on, or they could not know what the fuck's going on.
Okay, so if it's a comedian that's on his show, which probably will never happen because of
Yeah.
obviously his niche.
Yeah.
But if it was a comedian on the show, then it's social media.
then yeah,
But if it was a
feels-
politician, then it would be media.
not necessarily politician, politician. But if it was like a NASA scientist, then I feel like that's more media. They're giving me factual things about NASA.
Interesting. Can we Google the definition of media?
Yeah, sure. Because like, what do you distinguish just on the platform?
Yeah, so my definition of media versus social media is a type of information that you can source from anywhere. So it's more general than social media, I would say. But when I think of media in general, I just think of like you can consume your media from television, from radio, from social media,
Yeah.
for anything.
Yeah.
For social media, you're consuming things from social media as long as you're on a social media platform. And that can include media, that can include like various other things.
So like for you,
But you cannot consume social media on TV because TV is not a social media platform.
oh, okay. So is YouTube a social media for you?
I would say YouTube.
So if you watch YouTube on your TV,
Oh, interesting.
like how would you distinguish that? Right? I could easily watch YouTube on my TV.
That's true. I didn't think of that.
So I think it's the content that distinguishes media and social media.
Okay.
So like, okay, social media refers to website applications that allow users to create and share content and participate in virtual communities online. I think that's the big thing, right? Anyone is allowed to create and share content and participate in virtual communities online. I feel like that is the big thing between social media and media. Media is
Oh yeah, obviously the sharing aspect.
no.
But if you're
It's
consuming media,
it's that anyone can create and share content. So it's like I can make a video right now about dinosaurs, knowing nothing about dinosaurs, and I would consider that social media. But if someone who has more credibility in it creates something more factual about it, and then they put it on, then I'm like, all right, that's more media. It kind of goes back to the argument of How It's Made, the show How It's Made, right? Like How It's Made is very factual. They go into a factory, they get shown everything that's done. I feel like that's media. It's not just anyone making content.
how do you classify the difference between somebody who's credible and not credible?
Oh
then?
yeah, that's your own distinguishment. Like I'm not gonna tell you how to classify it. Like it's up to you. So for
I'm
example,
asking you specifically.
So for example, for me, if I watch a bunch of videos of this guy fixes his car and he works at Honda, for example, like that, right? At some point, I would be like, oh shit, this guy is credible. He actually knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows everything around this car. I now consider this as media because I'm learning something now. It's like a factual media learning channel now instead of just social media. Now there is a time where I thought it was just social media, and then there's a time that it became media for me because I see that this person is credible in the things he's done, right? Like he's shot a video from start to finish of him changing the oil. I was like, okay, this guy actually knows how to change an oil. Like this guy's credible in it because he's shown proof that he's done it. Right. And then over the course of 4 or 5 videos, he's shown that he's done 4 or 5 different repairs on these Honda vehicles. And I'm like, all right, this guy's a credible Honda technician. Like I can trust his words, I feel like this stuff he's doing is pretty factual now. Then for me, it distinguishes between media and social media now.
What if he had a video that you didn't really agree with? That you're like, oh, that's not how you do things.
Well, that's different, right?
Does that suddenly make him social media?
It's almost like dicing a fucking apple. I may not agree how you do it. Do I know is right or wrong? No, but until I'm pretty sure of it, then I would still. It'll be like,
if you're pretty sure of it. You saw it and you're like, oh, that's gonna cause problems in the future. I don't know why you're doing that.
Yeah, then I'd be skeptical of his other videos now, because I'd be like, this guy doesn't like. If there's something really fundamental, it's like, oh, you shouldn't torque it like that. Then I'm like, okay, this guy doesn't know some of the most basic things. Now I'm skeptical if this guy actually knows his stuff. And that's building credibility, right? In my mind, not in... I don't care who else's mind. In my mind, is it credible? And then if that person breaks that trust of credibility, then I'll be like, oh, I'm not sure. And then if he posts another video being like, oh, in that other video, I made this mistake, and this is the mistake I made, right? Then I go back to like, okay, he's building back the credibility in my mind now. Because he's willing to admit this mistake.
Okay, what about news sources? I know you mentioned that if a news source showed an interview from, say, Donald Trump, and then they talked about their opinions on it afterwards.
Yeah.
Or they gave you information, quote unquote, information about it afterwards. I get that the video itself of Donald Trump having his interview and saying his speech is just straight media. Yeah. But what about the news anchors and the hosts that are covering it? Is that part social media at that point? Because that's technically just their opinion. And they could be saying things that are untrue.
Yeah. I wouldn't call it social media, but I wouldn't trust it. Like, I mean, I could disagree with it, and I could just not trust it. Does it have a social media context to it? Not really. It's not really
because they're from a professional background.
It's not a created and shared content there's no participation in virtual communities. Now there might be some comments below, but I'm not participating in that.
But other people are.
Sure, they can, and
I'll have to be participating in the YouTube video either.
Yeah, and I'll never see those comments either, right? So it's like it's up to me of how I want to distinguish it. It's almost like you're pretty much asking me like, how much do I trust, or what do I trust, and then when I do trust something, what bucket do I put in? Well, it's not like there's very distinguished buckets, right? It's almost like a tray with sections in it.
Well, no, it's more so that I see like overlap in what could be defined as media and social media.
Yeah, to you, but like to me, I have my definitions too, and what is and isn't overlapped, right? So no, I get it. There's gray areas. I'm not saying it's like factually this or that, right? But I feel like I have a pretty good base of what's there and what's not, and whatever's in the gray area, I'm skeptical about, or I'm less skeptical than the one that is just plain social media, right? I'm not saying I fully trust it, but I'm not saying so it's definitely not one bucket. I'm definitely not saying that they're complete fucking liars either. So it's not in the other bucket. So it's like kind of in a gray area, but like I don't know, it's not really worthy of my thought either, so I don't really care as much, and I don't really trust it as much, so I'm not going to take any like stock into it.
So do you think social media is really bad because it requires more discernment?
Why do I... Okay, so the question is, why do I think social media is bad? Or you're just saying... Like, I mean, that's kind of a leading question, though.
Well, yeah, completely.
That's a very leading question. I mean, the question is, why do I think social media is bad?
Sure.
I think they project opinions that are of a nature that's only beneficial to them. Right. And I think it will... I'm a very realistic guy, and I feel like it's going to crush a lot of people when they realize that this shit is not like that. Like, life is not like that.
What if you lived in a place where propaganda was very heavily plastered in the media?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be the same?
No, I just won't trust it. What do you mean?
Like the same value as what social media would provide?
If I know what I know now, and I was in a society plastered with propaganda, then I would be skeptical of it. If I grew up in a society of propaganda, then I wouldn't know the difference, right? And that would be the same for everyone probably, if the propaganda is good, right? So I mean, your hypothetical is kind of hard to say. I was like, yeah, if I know what I know now at the age I am now, and all of a sudden you flew me a restaurant, you said I had to live with that, then I'd be very skeptical of everything on the news, because I think everything's propaganda from what I know of, from just my personal opinions of certain places, right? But if I grew up in that environment, then how the fuck do I know, right? So I mean, yeah, like it's kind of hard to say. And yeah, like you could also say that same with kids nowadays growing with social media. They just think that's true and stuff. And I think that's ridiculous, because I mean, no, I'm not saying I'm completely right, but it's not a 0% it is not a 0% truth that social media is correct. As in, there is for sure some lies in social media. They are not 100% true, right? So if you have people growing up with it thinking it's all true, then that's terrible already, right? So they don't have that discernment of it, right? So I think, that's the reason why I think it's bad. I think it's like them, I keep saying this, but them advertising something, because most of the time they are paid to do some of their most biggest posts or most viral posts.
Oh yeah.
And I personally never liked that type of sell me something, as in like that type of advertisement, right? Yeah, it just feels a bit shady, but then it also feels like, I don't know, there's more to life than just looking at how other people are happy, which is what I think a lot of social media is, right? Like, you only see, for a lot of social media content creators, it's mostly you only see the happy side and you don't really see the difficult side, especially on their posts. And I feel like that's ridiculous. I feel like you're painting everything with such a good brush, you don't give yourself any leeway of like failure, or you don't show the failure. I feel like that's like, I don't know, like if they made some videos, probably, I'm not saying that's true, but like if they did a video of them trying to like throw a ball into a hoop or something like that, right? The one they post is the one that succeeded, right? They didn't show the fucking 900,000 times they failed at it, right?
Yeah, I can see.
So then I feel like it's such a misleading video where it's like, oh, I don't want to participate in that. That's kind of weird. Or like, I just don't want to be part of it. It's just kind of weird, right? For me, right?
I can see it.
That being said, I'm not like, it's my own opinion, but however other people do with social media, that's completely up to them, right? Like, I watch fucking probably in a month at least 20 hours of dog videos. That's completely social media. It's, not completely, but it's like, it's just media in my opinion at that point, right? Not media as in like how you've created these buckets for me. It's not like, oh, this is completely true. This is pure entertainment. This is like me watching Rick and Morty. I just treat it as I'm just enjoying my time watching this. I'm taking no fucking opinion of it.
Interesting.
Yeah, but the social media I think is bad are the ones that are always trying to sell you something of some sort, right? Ooh, look at this great place in Maui, or ooh, look at this great sushi I bought, or ooh,
does that have to be selling you something? What if it's just sharing their experience?
It depends, because some of those are paid for experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just like, oh well, yeah.
But what about the ones that aren't?
Yeah, sure. And a lot of these we're talking about is just purely videos, but that's only like a part of social media. A lot of it is the interaction online.
Yeah.
And I think that interaction is pretty bad too, because it's just, in my opinion, just if anyone can post, there's just gonna be a lot of fuckery going on, right? A lot of trolls.
I guess so.
Yeah. Again, it depends. It depends on like where it is too for me. So
exactly what you're looking at.
Yeah. So I feel like that discernment matters a lot too. So for example, I don't follow, but like I trust certain forums where it's like, this Prelude forum where people are fixing their Prelude too. And I kind of trust that because they went through the same problem as me, right? So I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to go see what they're doing. I don't participate, as in I don't comment, but I search my problems in those forums and I kind of just read what they do, because that's, I guess, me participating in social media, but not really, like, as in I'm just reading what they're doing because I don't want to fix my car.
I'm so sure in social media there's so many so many people that don't respond to things or comment on things or actually physically interact with things, and you're just a ghost. But I would still classify that as using social media.
Yes, I guess so. Maybe the bucket of social media I say is not good has to be like tightened down so I can say it properly. But it's pretty much like, let's say typically doom scrolling on certain things. I feel like a lot of that shit's bad.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't want to participate in it. I think a big reason why I also went away from it is that I think a while back when I was in university, I was like on Facebook a lot, and I was just like, just scrolling, just seeing a bunch of random people's achievements that I don't really know about. And that's it. I'm like, it feels so shallow and kind of shitty. So I was like,
I think it's from envy.
Yeah, I think so. I think part of it's from envy, and I think actually probably a lot of it's from probably envy, and then a little bit is my ego. So then part of me is like, why should I look at other people's achievements all day and shit and make myself feel little? Yeah. And I'm like, I just don't, and just live your life and just try to do your best. Is how I think of it then.
Oh, do you think there's a part of it where you could have also reflected on why it caused you so much envy and hurt your ego,
not really hurt my ego. I think my
or like
ego is just
affect your ego?
I don't think so. I think like what are you trying to say? Like I want to understand why you're trying to psychoanalyze this pretty much.
Because not everyone that looks at social media and sees other people achieving things feel that way.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Like when I see that, I've never felt that way. I understand that that's something that you can feel, obviously, from seeing a lot of people post their successes or highlights in their life, but that's never something I've felt.
Yeah.
I've always just felt like, oh my God, that's so nice of them. Or that's so great.
Yeah. I mean,
so I would imagine if you have some sort of whatever your feeling is, I think there's always a point of reflecting and seeing why you felt that way. And so I'm curious why you felt envy and if you thought it was something worthy of reflecting on.
Oh, I think I probably know why. It's probably growing up in like a scarcity rich environment.
Mm-hmm.
Was it right? So it's like in scarcity rich environment, you get it. If not, that person gets it. If that person gets it, you don't get it.
Oh, I see.
Right. I think that's it. I'm pretty sure that's it. And then so for that, it's like, I mean, for me, it's like, okay, I don't really need to go through and watch all this stuff, and it doesn't provide me any production in my time either. Right? It's literally like an hour or two of your day, and it does, in my opinion, it does almost nothing for me.
Provides less value.
It provides no value because it doesn't make me any, like, very few times it will motivate me. So it's like, what's the point, right? Like, there are some things that do motivate me that I watch online and stuff, but that stuff didn't motivate me. So I was like, all right, I don't really care. I don't want to know about this. It feels weird living like someone's life from 30,000 feet away.
Yeah.
It's like you see all their stuff. You're kind of living their life. You kind of know who they are, but you kind of don't at the same time because you don't know the struggles they go through, right? So it's like, I don't want to know people that way. Like, when I know you, I want to know you from our interaction only. Right? I'm sure that, like, that's probably not the best, but for me, I was like, that's how I want to know you. Like, I don't want to know you from 30,000 feet. I want to know who you actually are, because from 30,000 feet, you might be a dick from my eyes, but in reality, you might be a good person, and it could be the other way around. So I was like, all right, I don't want to learn you from that type of method, right? So then that for me, like, I was like, all right, I'm cutting that out. And then the other, like, TikTok doom scrolling stuff, I don't know, I never really got into it. Like, I watched some cool videos, and then after that, I was like, this is just kind of dumb. Just, like, felt cringy. Felt like people just want to, like, do stuff to show off on camera. I was like, this is kind of dumb here.
I see.
So then now it's like most of the videos I watch are, I don't know, just either dog videos.
But you can see dog videos on TikTok.
Nah, fuck that.
Okay.
Nah, fuck that. Because it requires you to, like, what? Is it every X amount of scroll they're going to throw an ad on for you and shit? Or they're going to try to sell you something?
Perhaps. I don't know.
Yeah, I
don't they do that on YouTube Reels too?
No, if you have certain browsers, they can't put ads on those.
Oh, I see.
Yep. So it's great. So yeah, like, I like to watch random music stuff too, so that's fun. But I feel like, yeah, you can say it's social media. I don't know how you're defining it, but to me, it's just media. Like, music videos back in the day was just media.
Yeah.
And then if I watch a music video on YouTube right now, is that considered social media to you?
It would be for me.
But you could have watched it on MTV back in the 2000s. Was that social media to you?
True, but then for me, the reason why I consider it social media is not only just because it's on the platform, but then also you have access to the people reviewing it, commenting on it. So
if you don't look at that, is it still considered social media to you? Like, if you watched it on your TV?
I guess so. I guess it is media. I mean, I would still consider it social media, but then we have different definitions.
Yeah. But you're just saying anything on these platforms are social media.
Yeah.
And I'm saying...
I say it's a form of media, but it's on social media.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's almost... You can't find anything not social media nowadays, then.
Nearly, yeah.
So then how are you going to make this new distinguishment?
No, I'm saying that social media and media... You can have media and social media, but it's hard to find social media and media, like the other way around.
Yeah, because there's no interaction involved in media.
Yeah.
So I'm confused. So your style is pretty much you just have one huge bucket called social media, and then one smaller bucket called media. That's
Yes.
it. Yeah. Okay. So my distinguishment is the facts of what media is and the facts of what social media is, as in like the definition of them.
Mm.
Right. So like music's a form of media.
Mm-hmm.
I can listen on X. I can listen on YouTube. I can listen on anything, and to me, it's still media.
Yeah, I can see that.
And then social media is like a more interactive and personal user content.
Mm-hmm. And
Where-
if you don't interact with that side at all, then it's just media.
No, that's not true too. I said the whole credibility thing too.
Oh, right.
So if like you made a video about fishing, I'm like, that's not media.
Mm.
I'm not learning anything from it, and there's no credibility to it. That's not media,
Mm.
right? Now you could say it's comedy, then I'm like, okay, yeah, then maybe if it's very obviously
So
it's
it has to be both factors.
well, if it's very obviously comedy, then that's just you're just entertained, right? It's like, would you consider Rick and Morty a media?
Yeah.
It's a TV show, right? It just entertains you, right?
And I'm saying it has to be both factors for credibility and
No, I'm not necessarily, because it could be entertainment too. Like a music video is entertainment, purely entertainment, and I'm still saying I consider it as media.
mm.
So I guess social media for me is a way smaller bucket, where it's just like people making up their own truths or content or stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas media is like a combination of entertainment and credible media sources, I guess.
Mm. I see.
Yeah. So then when I say like, oh, I think social media is not that great for you, from you might think that, oh, that's everything, because that is like 90% of the media we consume nowadays. From your
Yeah.
definition. But from my definition, it's only a small pool of stuff.
Yeah, I can see it.
I
So
mean-
who are some of the people that you really listen to
For entertainment or for like media?
for media that's on
Like-
social media?
What? So like, oh, like people I
So, like,
trust?
Lex.
He's on social media. Do you consider podcasts a form of media or social media?
I think it's a form of media on social media.
Okay, well, you just pretty much answered my question without answering my question, but yeah. Then yeah, I think Lex is. I trust him. I trust Andrew Huberman. Those are the two
Mhm.
I for sure trust. I trust Peter Attia. I think
Mhm.
he's an MD. He's a medical doctor,
Yes.
and he does consulting for all these other stuff. So I trust a lot of his background, not just because he's a doctor, but like he explains, and I see the first principles analysis of what he does.
Do you know who Jeff Nippert is?
Yes.
Do you trust him?
Yeah, I trust him.
Oh.
I just don't watch a lot of his stuff, but yeah,
Mm.
I trust him. I trust a lot of the stuff he says. I just don't watch him that often, because I feel like I've also listened to some other like former like powerlifting legends and stuff
Mhm.
talk on a podcast, and I feel like for the most part, what Jeff Nippert tries to teach you, like I feel like 5% of his videos are really, really good. And then the rest, it's like, if you want to be in the elite of lifting.
Yeah.
Like you want to be the top 1% of lifting.
Mm-hmm.
Then the rest of his facts really matter.
Mm.
But then if you just want to, be healthy, just lift and all that stuff, I think maybe 5% of his content, or maybe like 25% of his content,
Yeah, I
around
was
that
gonna say
range.
5% feels really low.
Well, actually no, because it's like, how many videos does he have, and how many videos do you actually need to watch to really get lifting? I feel like if you watch some of he's had like I think 3 or 4 videos where he just tells you like, if you had a week of working out, like these are the workouts you should do. Within 4 or 5 videos, he explains all of that. Now, how many videos has he made? Definitely more than 100. So that's about 5% of his content.
Yeah, but then if you think about a person that says, "Oh yeah, I go to the gym," you
Yeah.
can go to the gym and you could like lift weights and move things, and
Yeah.
yeah, you're being fit, more
Yeah.
fit than you would be if you're laying on the couch. But are you
Yeah.
actually working out and getting to the goals that you actually want to get to? Like, no, you could say that, "Oh, I go to the gym every day," and you've been going to the gym every day for 5 years.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean you actually know how to work out, or you're working out and moving towards the goals that you actually want to go to. And in order to do that, in order to build a proper split and build a proper routine, then you actually need to watch more of the video than just saying, "Oh, go to the gym and do these random lifts." Because you could say a lot of people know how to squat, or a lot of people know how to do a dumbbell row or do a bicep curl.
Yeah.
But then even if you do that like a lot, it doesn't mean you actually are fit or are achieving your goals or moving towards them.
I'm confused now. So like, if I watched a Jeff Nippard video of how to squat, you're saying that's not sufficient to be better at squatting or to be almost optimal at squatting.
Well, if you're just watching one video of how to squat, then I don't think it's enough
For squatting.
for going to the gym.
No. I'm saying for squatting. Like, there's not that many different ways you can have that form of squatting.
I mean, that's true, but then I think that there's a lot of different ways to deliver information.
Right?
And yeah, you could watch one Jeff Nippard video and understand how to squat well.
Yeah.
But I think your average person needs to watch so much more.
You think so?
Understand.
I actually think it's the opposite.
I think it's very, like, have you ever trained somebody?
No.
I think it's very hard to get your average person to understand how to actually squat properly or do your lifts properly.
But I feel like at some point, the addition of watching videos does not help that goal anymore. I feel like at that point, you need a trainer or someone to physically see you doing the movement from top to bottom. Right? But like additionally watching videos, I'll be like, I can see how a good squat looks like. I can see it a billion times. It doesn't mean I can perform it.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that. But you could also be equipped with more information that allow you to understand it better. It's like if somebody told you how to make a basic cake, they'd be like, oh, this is what you do. You add this and this and this and this. And you'd be like, okay, like I know to make pancakes, you need eggs, flour, sugar, milk.
Right.
But then if you're like, oh yeah, to make pancakes, you need eggs, flour, sugar, milk, baking soda. And the reason why you add these things is because they add these parts. And you're like, okay, yeah, I kind of understand what these separate ingredients are doing in the recipe. And then it'll allow you to understand how to make pancakes better. And if, say, your pancake fails the first time, then you wouldn't be like, oh, I just put in eggs, flour, sugar, milk. You'd be like, oh, like the pancake turned out a little bit, I don't know, like dry. Oh yeah, okay, it's because I didn't add enough milk then. You know, so it's the same as for squatting. Like, okay, I watched a video and it said to squat, move your legs up and down like this. Then you could be like, I didn't really feel any activation in this area, but I don't really know why. I did the up and down movement. You could watch more videos.
Isn't that the problem? The problem isn't watching additional videos, it's watching that video again. Because in that video, he most likely gave all the information required. You just didn't absorb all the information.
Yeah, but then just because, even if you didn't absorb all the information, sometimes people need information delivered to them in different ways for them to fully understand.
Yeah.
So even if you watch the video again, it could be like, yeah, this isn't clicking for me. And maybe you had to watch another video and you're like, oh shit, that's what he meant. Yeah,
but I think, in my opinion, the average gym goer, let's say 80% or more of all the people that go to the gym could probably watch about 5 of Jeff Nippard's video and build a very good routine. And I feel like for them not wanting to be an elite lifter, that's probably good enough for their health and their lifestyle that they want to achieve.
For 85% of people that go to the gym?
I think so.
That's huge. That's a huge margin. I would say maybe
I don't know what
20, 30.
I don't know what gym you go to, but like some of the public gyms I've been to, like half of them are just like teens and kids just there. And another 20% is just old people who just wants to be there. And then a fraction of them, a very small fraction of them are elite lifters. Very small fraction of them. If you go to a standard gym, I feel like if there's 100 people there, maybe 5 of them can properly squat 2 plates at a public gym.
Out of 100 people?
At a public gym, 100%. Because my dad goes to a public gym. He can't do that. I know my dad has a lot of friends at his public gym. They can't do that.
Damn,
because they're old.
Like 15.
Because they're a lot older. Even if it's 15, that's still 85%. I'm still like, the numbers are still about there, right? So what I'm saying is for 85% of the people, probably 5% of Jeff Nippard's content is relevant and good for them. And the rest is literally if you want to become elite. But a lot of people don't want to become that. And I think that's perfectly fine. They just want to be healthy. And I think about 5%. So let's say if Jeff Nippard has 200 videos, I think that's kind of reasonable. 10 of his videos will give them enough information to do really well at the gym.
Really well by their standards.
I mean, really well as in they've improved their lifestyle. They're not, like, if they followed everything, if they watched those 10 videos again and again and got all the information they can, I think they can become pretty decent lifters. Not elite. I agree. Not elite. But I feel like they could do a deadlift with proper form. They could do a squat with proper form. Now, if they got all the information. Now, if they don't understand information, that's not like I can't judge people's I can't judge people's IQ level and shit. But if they can't understand, they can't understand.
It's
but I'm
pretty
just
like specific and high criteria, or a very perfect scenario for them to fully understand all 10 videos exactly and be able to execute it.
But that was kind of what my statement was. I said like 5% of Jeff Nipper's content is probably good enough for most of the people that go to the gym.
But he's saying like for the people that are watching it, they have to be able to consume that content. Like,
yes,
exactly.
I don't judge how people can consume their content or not. Right? I'm just saying if you can consume that 5% very well of Jeff Nipper's videos, you can do pretty well at the gym for most gym goers. I don't like. I personally don't think my numbers are off. I think they're kind of close to reality. Like I said, I'm not sure which gym you go to, but the one I go to, like, it's about the number. Like maybe you're close to the mark, maybe 15. I think like 5 to 15 of the people can actually lift very, very well and are probably like more elite lifters. Elite lifters, I find you. I don't find myself an elite lifter, so that means lifters are even stronger than me, right? 5 to 15%. All right, that's fair. I think 15 is on the high side. I think 5% may be on the low side, but I think that's about it. And then so majority, 80% of the people, old people, kids, teenagers, people who just are going there, if they just consumed 5% of Jeff Nipper's content, I think they would do very well if they consumed it properly, right? I can watch videos with my eyes shut. You know what I mean? I watched the video, quote unquote, but I didn't really consume it properly, right? Did I take notes on it? Did I watch it again? Right? Like, did I watch the squat video as I'm doing a squat? That matters, right? Right? So if they consume that 5% very well, then I feel like they would do pretty good.
Interesting.
Right? I mean, like, I don't know. You can disagree with my numbers, but I feel like I'm not that far off. I feel like that's pretty close to reality.
Interesting.
Why? What do you think about that then?
I think it's slightly higher. And I think that even if people were to consume that amount of media, it's unlikely that people would be able to fully understand the media that they're consuming, even if they watch those 5 videos. Yeah,
but I also think you're projecting of what you want. Like, what if they just want to do a good enough squat to get better at that, but they don't need to be at an elite level?
I don't think it's even at elite level.
Okay.
I think that...
Like, do you think you squat at elite level? I don't think I squat.
I don't think I squat at elite level. Yeah, but I think that even if somebody were to watch those videos, I would say that there are a lot of other people that still provide very high quality videos on YouTube that other people watch, whether it's Jeff Nipper's or not. And I think a lot of people at some point when they go to the gym, they've had some friend or they watch some video or enough amount of videos that tell them like, oh, this is how you squat or this is how you do things. Yeah. And they think they know how.
Yeah.
But they don't know how. And maybe it's good enough for them because they're like, oh, at least I'm being active and I'm moving and I like am burning energy.
Yep.
And maybe that's the criteria of what's quote unquote good enough. But they're not moving anywhere.
What do you mean moving anywhere? In your standards, in your projected standards.
I guess so.
If they never squat their life.
Even if they said what their goals were, like, are they actually getting closer to their goals? I think a lot of people go to the gym like every single day or like a lot of times in a week, but they don't actually progress like at all.
Yeah, and I think first of all, I think you're kind of projecting of what you want into like the majority of people. Like I said, I see a lot of people of regular old Joes going to the gym and they just want to like go on the treadmill for 30 minutes and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, good on you. You're doing something. I'm sure Jeff Nipper's video could help you go to the treadmill better. I'm not going to judge anything after that, right? But I also think like you're saying like they're not progressing to what their goal is just from watching that many videos, but like I also feel like it's very daunting for them to have like 5 billion videos they could watch, whereas I'm just saying like you just need to watch these 5 and consume it very well and then just work hard on these 5 videos, right? Yeah, they could consume 1 billion more videos. Does it get them any better? I don't know. If they're not that motivated, the answer is probably no.
Yeah, but I'm saying like regardless if they consume more or they consume the same, just because they consume the same, it doesn't mean that I'll actually sink in. And it's not me projecting my own ideas or like values or what I think that they should do. But I'm saying if you ask the average person that goes to the gym, I think everyone has a goal or something that they want out of it.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people aren't structuring their workouts properly in order to get to where they want to go. So it's not me projecting what I think they should do.
But what if that's exactly where they want to be right now though?
Like, yeah, if all they want to do is get into movement, then yeah, sure. Go in the gym and like walk around, do whatever you want. But I think everyone or more people than less have an actual goal of something that they want to transform within themselves, other than, oh, I just want to be active today. I just want to not sit on the couch.
And then, so then you're
And
saying,
I think a lot of people are very far from progressing towards that goal than what they actually think they are. Because they could be like, oh, I go to the gym every day, but I can't lose that 20 pounds I've been dying to lose.
right.
Then it's like, yeah, because you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
So watching more videos would help them do what they're supposed to be doing.
It's the same watching more videos or even rewatching the same videos that they're watching. If they can't consume it, they can't consume it, right?
I'm just very confused on what your argument is. I'm so confused.
Well, I'm saying like you're saying that you only need to watch like 5 videos of Jeff Nippert's.
I said, yeah, the majority of the gym goers need to watch about 5% of Jeff Nippert's content, which is about, let's say, 10 videos if he's made 200 videos, and they would do pretty well.
Yeah, I'm saying that like if they can't digest those 5 videos, then they can't do pretty well. And also like the definition of doing pretty well is like subjective, because
right,
I think a lot of them aren't doing pretty well.
So I'm really confused with what. So you're just saying what I'm saying is completely wrong?
No, I'm saying that it's just not like black and white like that. Like I think that
I don't think it's black and white. That's why I said majority of the people.
Oh no, I'm not saying like not the black and white part isn't questioning the majority of people part. It's whether or not they can consume the actual content itself and what's defined as pretty well.
Okay, I think we went too far off on the wrong path. So I think the original conversation was, do you watch Jeff Nippert's video? And I said, yes, but not that often. I think 5% of his content is pretty good for 80% of the people. And then you're saying, no. Oh, okay, what I'm thinking you're saying is, no, I think they need to consume more of other content in order to do better, which I wouldn't disagree with.
Yeah, or just the 5 isn't good enough, even if they just consume the 5.
But I think for what they want to do, it's probably good enough for 80% of the people. They could become better. They could watch way more videos and they could become better. I am not disagreeing with that at all. I'm just saying for average Joe who goes to work, hates his job, comes home, wants to go to the gym, wants to live a bit better, watch a Jeff Nipper video, be like, oh, that's pretty good. Rewatches it. All right, I want to do what he's doing. This guy's created me these 5 videos that gives me a 5-day gym workout routine. I'm going to watch these videos. I'm going to do these workouts. I think pretty good for average Joe. No, like you don't have to watch all the other content. You can if you want to become a much, much, much better lifter. But I feel like for a majority of the people, those 5% of the content is really good start for them. For the majority of the people.
Oh yeah, like a good start.
So, just confused.
But I think that even if you were to watch that video and say that video told you, okay, for your lift today, you're supposed to do like.
I'm just confused. You want me to change my statement? You're saying that 5% is
like
not
we don't
enough.
have to agree.
Okay, but
I'm saying
I'm very confused of what your argument. Your argument is like they can watch more videos and they can be better, and I never disagree with that. But I'm just saying most people don't want to watch more videos, and most people don't want to get to that elite level. And I feel like that 5% is like a really, really good start for a lot of people, for like the majority of the people. And whether they get to that next level or not, dude, if they could do that, if they could do those 5% of work of videos that Jeff Nipper did really, really well, those workouts really, really well, they would be really good.
Oh yeah, but what I'm saying is that even if you watch those 5 videos, not a lot of people can actually.
Well, 5% videos, but yeah.
Okay, even if you watch those 5% of videos, I'm saying that not a lot of people can actually digest it really, really well in order to execute it, in order to get to the goals that they actually want to get, even if the goals that they want to get are very simple.
That's not a problem. They could watch more content if they want, but is it not true if they can digest those 5% videos, they would do very, very well off?
Depending on what's defined as really, really well off.
All right. I mean, yeah, I guess it's subjective. But what I think, from my definition of seeing a lot of people at the gym, I think they would do very well in all their lifts and they would become healthier people. They may not be elite lifters, but I don't really care. Like my dad could do 5% of Jeff Nippert's video content. I'd be so happy. I'd be like, that's amazing. I don't need you to run a marathon to become healthy. I just need you to do this to gain some muscle.
Yeah.
Right? Now, whether they can digest that 5%, I've never really argued. I just said, yeah, if they can digest this 5%, 80% of the people will do really well with 5% of Jeff Nippard's content. Pretty much I guess our original discussion was watching Jeff Nippard's video, and my opinion was Jeff Nippard videos are great, but I think only 5% is relevant to most people because the rest is going more so to elite lifting and stuff. If you could understand 5% of his content really well, I feel like you'd become a pretty healthy and good lifter. Right. And then you kept saying like, you gotta watch more. I'm like, no, I'm like, I get it, but like, I feel like most people don't want to, right? They don't like, I feel like half the people I see at the gym are just going there. They're not actually like, they're just a drone when they're there. Right? They're not thinking about it. They're not improving or anything like that, right? So it's like, dude, if we could get 50% of the people going to the gym already just watching these 5 videos and then actually acting on those 5 videos, dude, that's already like fucking, we've solved world hunger. We solved world peace, right? That's already good enough, you know?
I mean, yeah, I guess it would be better than just going to the gym and like dilly-dallying around.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's all I think at least. I just feel like there's a realism you have to put into it, right? Like the Somalian mother of 2 going to the gym, just try to be more active. I don't expect her to try to become an elite lifter. And I don't think she ever even wants to become an elite lifter.
Because she's Somalian?
No, because she's probably like a refugee immigrant that is struggling here. So it's good enough if she's just, just lifting a little bit, right?
I guess so.
You know what I mean? That's how I see the majority. Like, maybe the gym I go to is a bit shadier, but I feel like the gym I go to is actually pretty standard. Like, you go to Millwoods, you're going to see probably the same ratios I'm talking about, right? You go most city gyms. Now, like, there's some elite gyms. There's some gyms that are better. But I think most public gyms are about the same level I'm talking about. The YMCAs are probably the same level I'm talking about. About 5 to 15% of them are elite lifters. The rest are just, they got a free membership. They're trying to move a bit more.
Yeah, maybe I think some of the gyms are a little bit different. But yeah.
Like, yeah, some of the gyms are a little different, but I think public gyms, they're about the numbers I'm talking about.
Yeah, maybe.
You don't think so? You don't agree with those numbers?
I think maybe my gym has a little bit more than.
So think about all the people that go to your gym. The people that are just on the track, people who are just sitting around the studio, all of them. That's your total number. And how many of them are elite lifters?
I mean, I guess it depends on what we define as elite lifters.
I mean, we can both judge that. I mean, I don't think it's that hard to judge. Like when you go to the gym, like, oh, these are just some kids playing around. These are some.
Yeah, but I still think my number is a little bit higher than like people who don't really know what they're doing. People who are just there to like be more active.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's not far off. It's definitely not more than 15. I don't think it's more than 15%. At a public gym. Maybe like some very like Rogue Lenora shit. It's different, but at standard gyms. Yeah. Okay, we didn't even talk about Thanksgiving, I guess.
Okay, we can talk about Thanksgiving.
We just talked about media and social media and just random video stuff, and then we got caught on the whole video thing.
Yeah.
All right, I think Viv's got to go, so we got to wrap this up. Thanks for tuning in. I guess we lied. We didn't talk about Thanksgiving. We'll talk about it next podcast. All right, see you guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye.